Greetings, this is Lodril and welcome to the review for Port Royal 4. Port Royal 4 was developed by Gaming Minds and was published by Calypso Media. I was sent a key for this review, but first things first. For those of you new to the series, Port Royal 4 is a trading strategy game. You take control of a few ships and make money through trading between towns to start with. There are a bunch of tutorials outside the game. Perhaps too many, and personally, I am not a fan of tutorials outside of the game because by the time you get into the actual game, you have forgotten most of the information. I'm also not sure why there are a bunch of tutorials outside of the game, since the campaign is basically one overly long and drawn out tutorial. The game takes you by the hand and explains how to trade, how to make routes, how production works, etc. etc. The only reason for the tutorials outside of the campaign I can think of is for people that want to start the sandbox mode without going through the campaign. The sandbox mode, named Free Game here, is where the meat is. As I said, the campaign is basically a glorified tutorial without any story to it whatsoever. The goal is to make money and build an empire. There are various difficulty levels presented when you start a free game, or you can customize the game with how much money you want to start with, how many vessels, what type of economy, how many pirates, etc. etc. The way you make money in the game is by trading. You can manually control your convoys by going from town to town, seeking cheap commodities you can then sell to other towns at a higher price. Or you can make automated routes and assign your convoys to them. Making a route is imperative, unless you want to micromanage multiple convoys. There are various problems with the convoy system, unfortunately. Firstly, it's a pain to set up. You can pick which towns you want to be in a route and see what is the best order to visit the towns so you don't run to headwind, which would make the journey slower. The problem is you cannot see what each town needs while making a route, resulting in you needing to close the edit route screen, visit each and every town you want to put in the route, and write down what they need so you can go back to the edit route option and input what you want your convoy to buy or sell for each town. Unwieldy to say the least. Another issue is that you get too little information about the routes and other aspects of the game. You set a route and the route will make you money, hand over fist usually. There is no real need for tweaking. Why and how though? Who knows? You get a very basic income screen for the route which doesn't explain much. I guess it works, so you shouldn't care, but any strategy game that does not provide enough information about its system is not a good strategy game in my book. There is a tips and tricks screen with various information about the game, like a small Wikipedia for the game, but not sure how useful it is since the game, as I said, explains most of the mechanics throughout the campaign. The buying and selling mechanic is a bit weird also, with having to hold the left mouse button and drag the mouse left and right, which might lead to misclicks and bad trades. You can and should also make money by controlling the production of some towns. You need special permissions to build in towns and to administer them. You can control the way time passes by either zooming in and out, zoomed in time passes slower, and zoom out it passes faster, or you can pick the old half speed, normal speed, or fast ×3 speed. The graphics are relatively pretty. This is not a AAA production by any stretch of the imagination, but the game looks pretty decent. The music complements the setting quite well and helps with immersion. There is also minimal voice acting by the Viceroy and some characters, which is totally fine as well. There are some RPG light elements where, by completing specific goals or requests from towns, nets you fame, which you can use to unlock various options like more captains or production buildings, but as with everything else in the game, they are far too few and uninteresting. Combat happens in a turn-based grid system. There are some abilities your captain can employ, like setting fire to the area around him or repairs and more, but unfortunately, like most of the game, it seems like an oversimplified version of what it should be, leaving you unsatisfied. The main problem with the game is that there seems to be no challenge really to it. It is quite easy to make money, and after you do that, there is not much else to keep you playing. Couple that with a general oversimplification of everything, and it seems that Port Royal 4 is a quite shallow experience that won't hold your attention for long. Thank you for watching this review. As always, feel free to leave me a comment or suggestions on the review or other games you would like me to cover. Press the like button if you enjoyed it, and feel free to subscribe to be notified when more reviews go online. Apart from YouTube, you can find me on Twitter at Vlodril or on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Vlodril. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.